My ticket, and first thing first is going to see the Saint Vitus Cathedral, and then I'm going to see the palace, the Golden Lane, and then St. George's Basilica. So there's a circuit of things to see, and then you can also buy another ticket to see all the galleries. So, but anyway, first I'm going to go see the this beautiful cathedral, St. Vitus Cathedral. So I'm going to go over there and see what's inside. Okay, here we are. We're inside. I immediately get the view of this beautiful stained glass window. Wow. Oh man, so great. Oh man. Okay. Wow, superb. People are taking pictures. I'm going to take another picture of the stained glass window.
1933 in this period, and they show the great skills of Czech artists and glassmakers. This is a beautiful Pentecostal scene with Virgin Mary and the apostles at the dinner at the moment when the Holy Spirit coming. We have the, you can see shadows on the floor. Thirsty,
man, what a beautiful place. It's so massive. It's hard to describe because it's so, like, huge. Look at the how tall that middle roof is. So the tower, I was told, is almost exactly 100 meters tall, 99.6 meters tall. So it's hard to know how tall the interior is here. It won't be that tall, of course, but wow, so impressive. I'm going to zoom out again, get a better feel. Wow, look at the organ up there. Oh man, you see, this is exactly what I wanted to come see, to see these beautiful places. And hopefully we can get some more information about the history of this castle. But a little bit of what I know is that Wenceslaus started, or at least obviously started it, but at least was instrumental in getting this cathedral started. But what we see now is a third rebuild and being finished in 1929. So maybe I'll find some more information about it. And but 1344 apparently is the last rebuild per se. Again, finished in 1929. So the current location of this cathedral was started in 1344. So that's from what I know. But wow, look at this organ chamber. So hopefully I'll find some more information about it soon. And I'm just impressed. Look at those vaulted ceilings and all those beautiful arches and how they work together to keep these roofs up. And again, these high vertical walls only stand because of the flying buttresses. Now, it's kind of hard to see, but if you see that shadow there in that window, that's a flying buttress on the outside to keep that wall up there. See where that arch meets that sort of part in the window, that little nub? Well, there's a lot of pressure on there, so that's why the flying buttress pushes in while the arches push out. And why is that? Because the roof puts a lot of weight on those arches to push it out, and the flying buttress keeps it up. So it's a wonderful construction, very simple but very elegant. And this style, well, look at that. Everywhere I turn, there's something amazing. But this style was actually invented, I believe, in France. It's a change from the Byzantine style. The Byzantine is very bulky and big, big circular arches with thick walls, where these cathedrals can be built slenderly. But the consequence is you have to have the flying buttresses to keep these slender columns up. At least the slender windows. Just look at the archwork. Wow, my God. What a gorgeous place. Fantastic. Man, look at this room. Ooh. We can't go in here, but my God, it's gorgeous. This is gonna be a long video, folks. So much to see. So much to take in. It's just mind-blowing, mind-boggling. I mean, how many times on this trip have I said mind-blowing, mind-boggling, speechless? I have no words. These phrases. Well, it's true. And until you come here and view it, it's very difficult to understand, to feel what I'm feeling. Wow, beautiful. Superb. Of course, I'm very interested in the construction, how it's built. Yeah, these beautiful columns and how all those arches feed right down into this column. They all work together, push on each other, and it remains very stable. Wow, look at this. Holy crap. Look at the workmanship in this. Oh my God. I'm gonna try to zoom out here, see if I can get the whole thing in one shot. Wow. Fantastic. There's quite a few tourists in here, so I have to watch myself. I don't back into people. Again, see these columns? Look how nicely they're done. I don't see any bending or bowing. There's been cathedrals that in Europe, like in France, I believe, that are starting to bow in. You know, maybe there's too much weight on the columns, or actually not really on the columns, but weight on the side. So it pushes in and it starts to bow out. So I know there's one in France, they had to strap it with metal to keep it up. But again, you can see, again, the construction. If you look carefully, each one of these windows, right there has flying buttresses to keep these, these columns up. I mean, otherwise they'd push right in and the whole roof would collapse in no time. Well, it would push in if there was no support. Actually, what I should say is it would push out. The roof would collapse immediately. They would push out and then the whole roof would collapse. Be a catastrophic failure, I should say. Not speaking clearly this morning because I'm just blown away by what I'm seeing. I just can't, I can't put into words what I'm seeing. The opulence, the wealth, the amount of work that went into here. Okay. Oh man, look at this thing. And apparently this cathedral has some of the richest cathedral treasures in Europe. So I'm sure they're not all on display. I'm sure they're hidden away in vaults. And look at that over here. Look at that. Jeez. beautiful stained glass. Look at that beautiful stonework. Wow, there it is. Talks about when it was made. Wow. Okay, I'm going to try to back up here. There's a lot of people here, so I got to be really careful. Wow. It's the best I can get because I'm too far back. I'm already up on the edge of the railing here. Okay. I'm going to keep circling around and come around from the other side and hopefully get to see the inside so we can look inside the middle. So right now we're just making a tour around the outside, kind of the rear end of the building. Oh yeah, look at that, eh? Wow. I'm speaking like a true Canadian today. I'm using the word eh. Cool, eh? Take off, eh? Wow, look at that. Amazing. Does it say in German? Fantastisch. Wunderbar. Wonderful. Incredible, incredible. Look at this hall. Wow. Back up here. It's a great picture, actually. Wow. Yeah, I'm taking pictures while I'm doing the video. So the great thing about the iPhone camera is that while you're taking videos, you can snap pictures. So it's very convenient. I don't have to stop the video to take pictures. Wow, look at these frescoes. Perfect handiwork. Okay, and this, I'm not sure who this is. Maybe there's some information about him. But we'll take a picture of him. It's kind of like shoot and ask questions later, right? It's like that's what I'm doing here. I can shoot the pictures and then ask questions about my pictures later. It looks like a lot of these frescoes, just like in Buddhist Wats in Thailand, they usually tell stories. I don't know exactly what they're telling stories about, but it could be about Christ or when he was born, or I don't really know. But in many Buddhist temples, they depict the story of Buddha from when he was a baby until he became enlightened. Then he passed away. Oh, this looks like a place you can do confessions. Okay. Wow, we're close to the sanctuary now. Let me just look around. Oh, look at the sunlight coming through there. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit too bright for my video here, but wow, what a wonderful sight. And that's one thing about these designs. This design that was done by the French, the whole purpose was to let more light in. The problem with the Byzantine cathedrals, or really I would call them churches, well, they were strong. They weren't going to fall apart so easily, but the problem is they were dark and dingy because there was very little room for light to come in because the columns and the arches were so bulky. But here, you can see it's very slender and sleek. And the only thing is, you have to use different building methods to keep everything from, prevent it from toppling. Yeah, I see, look, it's very well built. It's straight, it's not bowing at all. When I was in Westminster Abbey, across from the Parliament in London, right about here, all these places, they were bowing out a little bit. Not that much, but if you looked right up the column, you could see it was bowing out because there was too much weight being pushed inward on the columns. But here it looks just perfect. Of course, without a laser pointer, you won't know, but here we are. Now we're going to walk in the middle part. Over here, it's being fixed up, so we can't walk over here. Ah, look at these doors. gorgeous doors, man. Lots of tourists here. Okay, let me go into the center. This is really what I want to see here. So I know this is a long video, folks, but you can't beat it. What a wonderful location. Okay, I'm right in the middle. I'm right there. Yeah, I'm right in the middle, right here. You see the little dot? Looks like it's a survey dot. Wow, look at that. Fantastic. Wow. Wow. Whew. Look at this. Holy crap. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit more. A little better. Wow. Fantastic. Whew. Gorgeous. Oh, it would make sense to see a lot of survey points around here because they want to keep track of how the building moves, or if it moves even a millimeter could mean a lot. What a breathtaking cathedral. So Saint Vitus Cathedral, folks. An absolute must-see on your Prague Castle Complex tour. So I got a little ticket here, and it's Prague Castle. And I got the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 8 tour, which includes the castle's actually, the cathedral is actually 8 on the list. And I will go see the other ones as I move towards the east from the castle. But it's all within the castle complex. So that's all for the tour for now. I just can't get enough of it. And look at the lovely pink light that's being let into the room by these beautiful stained glass windows. Oh, man, wonderful. It really was a good idea to come back here on Monday. There's a lot less tourists. On Saturday, it was just absolutely packed. Wow, looks like there's a terrace up there. Look at that beautiful round window. Look at all the stonework in that. So we can't visit in here. They're fixing it up. And here's the pews, and then here's a view from the sanctuary, or not from the sanctuary, but to the sanctuary from on the other end of the cathedral. And you probably notice a lot of cathedrals are in shape of a cross. This one is no different. Again, the cross is this way, this way, this way, and then of course this way. Okay, this is all for now. I'm gonna head out and look at some other wonderful places in this castle complex. Wow, life-changing, in my opinion. All these iron gates. Lots of tourists. Yeah. Oh, 中国人, Chinese people. They say, okay, let's go. Okay. Okay, that's lovely. It's really good that people from around the world travel to see these places. Okay, folks, that's the end of my video. It's a long one, but hopefully you enjoyed it and enjoyed living vicariously through Mike.